At the end of your National Youth Service, did you pick up a paid employment or did you go into private practice? Because during the course of your studies in the university, you did not handle art or anything like that. Your major was mathematics and economics. How did this art business come about?
Thank you. Right from childhood, I had a love for painting, drawing human beings. Apart from what the little art we were, elementary art we were doing in primary school, I had love right from childhood. So even when I was going to fetch food for our goods, I used the pointed end of my knife to draw human beings. Then all these drawings I was doing then were so much admired by my fellow children. Then in the classes, during the drawing lesson, I used to draw for my classmates. All of them liked what I was drawing. If I see people, my fellow classmates fighting, before they finish fighting, I have drawn them. All of them were calling me artist. Then I started by that. Then all these things ended in primary 4 because after that there was no person to teach us fine arts. Then I entered the secondary school, that is Umaka High School in the Sul local government. Then fine arts was not part of the curriculum. I stayed there. It was a grammar school primarily, so there was nothing like arts, fine arts. I finished there, then took exams for university. Then I passed to do the economics. But all the while, my intention or my primary target was to be a medical doctor or a pharmacist because I was good at all the subjects. In fact, that was my greatest problem, as to which subject to choose or major in. Eventually, my server told me, since he passed to read medicine and follow the biological sciences, that I should digress at least to the social sciences. That was how I came to economics. Then after my graduation as an economist, I went for my National Youth Service in Kaduna State, precisely Katsina Polytechnic, where I was lecturing business mathematics, business law, company law, and quantitative economics. Anytime I don't have lecture, I used to stay in the lecture room and use my biro to sketch human beings. You know, the northern region, I had a lot of beautiful sceneries. I just stay by the window and draw landscapes, see birds flying up and down, you know, all those things. And the entire scenery propelled me into painting. Not until one day I painted one lady at the back of my album, this pocket album. There was one beautiful lady behind it. So I painted it in the night. One of my co-coppers, who was next door to my own room, he saw the thing in the morning. He said, Mr. Emerem, who did this? I said, I'm the one. He said, how come? You mean that you painted this thing or you drew this thing with pencil? And you said that you went to economics to read mathematics, or what do I call it?
Yes.
I said, I'm the one who did it.
He couldn't believe it.
He couldn't believe it. So I said, okay, watch and see. I repeated the work again. In fact, that was the first work. He said, I must be joking. If I have this kind of talent, I went to university to read economics, I just wasted my time. The name of the man is Opai Carlo from Hoffa. So he was yapping me all the time, telling me, you economists, you see, you should have trained yourself if you have this kind of talent when you were in the university, because he himself, the little sketches he could make, he was able to train himself. So when he made this comment, you know, the thing touched me. I started taking what I was doing seriously.
Yes.
That was how I started painting. I painted the Emir of Katsina, Kabir Usman.
Okay.
It was presented to him during the during one of the occasions, during the either Kabir or either
the Salah festival.
So it was presented then. The kind of reception I was given, I've never seen it before in my life. So I said that this area I'm going into will make me something. So I painted the portrait of the then so administrator of the local government. I painted the man in charge of coppers. Then painted the governor of Kaduna State, Usman Muazu, the then governor, yes. Usman Muazu.
Civilian governor.
Military governor.
Okay.
Then I was taken to the airport to go and deliver that of Buhari, the then head of state. I traveled down to Lagos to deliver it with the NYSC director. He kept it for the occasion that will be coming up in December. So I said this area will pave way for me. I started painting since then. That was in 1983-84. After which I moved down to Kaduna Main Town. There I hired a shop in the market, one room shop. I was there. I was even sleeping in that very shop just to make an ends meet because there was no money with me. So I was there. My parents wrote me and asked, what is it that others have finished their youth service and came back, have not come back. But if I didn't make it, that I should come home, then let them know that I didn't make it. Yeah. I didn't reply the letter until 1 year when I was called, when I was invited by NYSC Directorate Headquarters for Honors Award Ceremony in Lagos. I was one of the recipients, and then when I came back and told them the story, every person was happy, but they didn't know what art meant.
Well, that brings me. I wanted to ask you if did you encounter any opposition from your parents?
That's what I'm coming to.
Yes.
They didn't know what art meant because the artists they know in my area are other wood carvers. Those who carve out all these idols, yes. And those who make a plate number for people, and all those minor carving. So it was my senior brother who enlightened them and told them that my senior brother, David
Emerem, the medical doctor.
No, he's not a banker. He has been a banker.
Okay.
So he told them, and one of my brothers from the United States, Emerem, told them also that this area I have entered into, they should give me time because it requires some patience and a lot of money has to go in before something can come out of it. So they just left me alone. I tried to make an ends meet with what I was, the little commission jobs I was getting there. Not until my immediate younger brother, Samuel Emerem, came to visit me in Kaduna and saw where I was sleeping inside the shade and said that I should better move down to Aba and join them here, so that the little money they are using for their business can be used hand in hand. When they use for trading, then I can use it for mass producing some of my work. That was how I started. So I moved down to Aba. That was at 9 Fox Road. We use it as a residential place and as well as office. We started there until one day a man came to my office in at 9 Fox Road and asked me to draw a woman breastfeeding her baby, and with the older one looking back. So I do this thing with pencil. The man came by at the cost of 15 naira. Then he came back the following day, the collection date to collect the job. He said that the way I do the job, he didn't like it, that I should have drawn the woman looking like this so that the baby will be as well as breastfeeding. Yes. But I told him this thing I do here is just a masterpiece. There's no problem with it. Yeah. The whole people who saw it are interested in the work. Why are you quarreling with it? He said if it is like he's not going to take the job. I concluded with him. He said that he's not going to take it. So I said, okay, I will return this one, but I will draw that type you wanted, you requested. So I drew another woman breastfeeding, but looking at the artist. I drew that one. So he came back again. I rejected that second one. He said that this is not what he wanted. I don't know the person up to today. Yes. Then I had to mass produce that very work. And that's the first work I must produce. I called it Beloved Mother. So I called it Beloved Mother. That work made me to take off. The first day the work was marketed, I was able to get up to 100 naira from the mass produced work. But I charged him 50 naira to do the original painting. So from there I started painting other ones, the ones I called Love is Natural, The Pride of Motherhood, The Essence of Marriage, and so on and so forth, Just a Smile, Realities of Life. I started painting a lot of other ones, I started mass producing them. From there money started coming in. So after all these things, I got an office in 170 Fox Road. I stayed there for some years. I wanted to travel to the United States. I had to move down all the things I had there to this very place, this 111 Osisoro, where I'm using now as an office. Then, so that all the things I can easily connect from one point. So since then I've been here, still painting.